I'm audible to everyone. Hello. Yeah. So, my name is Atik, and I'm from DHA Suffa, and this is an event, basically a collaboration between two different cities, Karachi and Lahore. And there's this university in Karachi named as DHA Suffa University, and there's this university from Lahore named as University of city named Lahore, and the university name is University of Lahore. And we have this great event where the speaker, let me tell you about Saad in a very few minutes, that this guy is a second semester student who knows machine learning, AI, AI algorithms, natural language processing, and everything. He has over 250 students from his university, his seniors, and he teaches them AI on Slack. And there's a like he, and he's done like he's a guy who spends all his time on Coursera learning. He has great ideas, and Saad and me both are Elon Musk fans, and he's a crazy guy. So beyond expectations, and this event is basically about Google Assistant, and as we all love about Google Assistant, is that uh, it's basically supervised learning where it tells you about that you use audio commands to say, like, there are a lot of IoT projects. Like, if you can, there are available are the switches. If you plug your switch and you connect it to the Google Assistant, so you can just basically say to it that, hey Google, turn on the fan, turn on the lights, and it will open all of a sudden. So it's very quick, and IoT is the future, by the way. So along with this event, Google Assistant also one of the best technologies here. And this is where the fun begins. And today, what Saad is about to teach you all, guys, is about building actions. Like, how can you build a chatbot on Google Assistant? So if you have a fan or a light or even your personal computer, and if you connect to an IoT device via Google Assistant, you can just go into your room and just say, hey, open Jarvis, and boom, your PC will be opened. And that's the fun part about technology. You can be Tony Stark. And so, without wasting any time, I would like to start to appear on the screen. And I don't know if I gave justice to his introduction, but this guy is amazing, and you love this event. Hands over to you, Saad.
So hello everyone, my name is Saad and I am from Pakistan, DSC lead from University of Lahore. So I welcome you all on behalf of University of Lahore and University DHA Suffa University Karachi in this wonderful event. So today we will be talking about Google Assistant and what it can do, how it works, and what cutting edge of research that Google has done to create such an amazing product, right? So we'll learn about how Google approach that problem and how Google come up with the solution of how to create a human-like AI or human-like voice assistant. Okay. So before starting, I just let's just start from the slide. So there are very people coming. I have to admit them one by one. So that's why. Acha. So now we can just start. So today's session will be, you will understand how the Google Assistant works. You will understand what is an action, how an action works. You will know how to create a customized chatbot for businesses in Dialogflow. And you will also see how you can simulate your actions on the Google Action consoles. Okay. And the most important part is that if you can get your app published on Google Assistant, it can be accessed to 50 billion Android devices across the globe. And this thing is really amazing, firstly. And then you will get a chance to join the Google Assistant developer community. Google invites you to join them, and once you join, the Google will give you every month $200 cloud credit. And along with, Google also sends you a form to fill, and once you fill that form, you will get a t-shirt in about 6 months if the delivery doesn't take too long. Mine has taken long because of coronavirus, but I don't think your take will much that much time. So before wasting our so we just not waste our time and we'll start. So what is Google Assistant? So can anybody anybody wants to tell the answer of this question, just message your answer and send the message. Okay. So what do you think, what is Google Assistant actually is? So in just a single line, what do you think actually Google Assistant is? Is anyone want to answer that? That will be really good. Okay. So in just your words, what do you think Google Assistant actually is in just one line?
We have
Yeah.
people saying that's an AI bot.
Yeah, I am seeing their comments. Let's just virtual assistant used to make works easier. Okay. So actually, Google Assistant is an assistant type like you have in Siri in Apple and Amazon Alexa. You all are familiar about them. So Google also try to create something like that, but in a more human-like way. Okay. So Google Assistant is actually an assistant that can perform your daily tasks, your daily routine tasks, but it has a lot of more. But it has a lot more to do. You will see that when I will show you the recent talks. Okay, so first we'll talk about how it works. So let's just see what Google Assistant, what Sundar Pichai has to say about Google Assistant launch when he just launched this. So just listen to that, and then we'll continue. Okay, so just listen to that.
Our current voice is codenamed Holly. She was a real person. She spent months in our studio, and then we stitched those recordings together to create voice. But 18 months ago, we announced a breakthrough from our DeepMind team called WaveNet. Unlike the current systems, WaveNet actually models the underlying raw audio to create a more natural voice. It's closer to how humans speak. The pitch, the pace, even all the pauses that convey meaning. We want to get all of that right. So we've worked hard with WaveNet, and we are adding, as of today, 6 new voices to the Google Assistant. Let's have them say hello.
Good morning, everyone.
I'm your Google Assistant.
Welcome to Shoreline Amphitheater.
We hope you'll enjoy Google I/O.
Back to you, Sundar.
Our goal is one day to get the right accents, languages, and dialects right globally. WaveNet can make this much easier. With this technology, we started wondering who we could get into the studio with an amazing voice. Take a look.
Couscous, a type of North African semolina in granules made from crushed durum wheat. I want a puppy with sweet eyes and a fluffy tail who likes my haikus. Don't we all? Happy birthday to the person whose birthday it is. Happy birthday to you. John Legend. He would probably tell you he don't want to brag, but he'll be the best assistant you ever had.
Can you tell me where you live?
You can find me on all kinds of devices, phones, Google Homes, and if I'm lucky, in your heart.
That's right, John Legend's voice is coming to the assistant. Clearly, he didn't spend all the time in the studio answering every possible question that you could ask. But WaveNet.
So now you have Sundar Pichai was explaining something about a thing called WaveNet. Okay, so WaveNet is the state-of-the-art breakthrough by Google's DeepMind, which is the AI research division of Google. So they come up with a solution called generative audio voice synthesis. Okay, so this is their paper, WaveNet, a generative model for raw audio. What it does is that it takes a written text in the form of written text, and then try to speak it in more human way, not in a computerized way, but in a human way, like how human talks. Okay, so WaveNet is a generative process. WaveNet is a generative model that generate raw audio, that generate sounds and voices from the raw audio given to. For example, if you speak in your voice, and your voice can be converted into text from any text to speech or speech to text API, okay? And then you will just give the text to the WaveNet, and it will try to speak that thing in a more human way, okay? So this has powered the revolution which we are seeing in the Google Duplex. How many of you are familiar with the Google Duplex? Just say yes or no in the comments, in the messages. How many of you are familiar with Google Duplex, which Sundar Pichai viewed in 2018 also? So let's just see what Google Duplex does, okay? So you will be amazed to see the power of this WaveNet architecture, okay? So let's see this Google Duplex demo, okay?
The progress with the assistant. As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
Oh, how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second.
This
Sure,
is crazy,
what time
man.
are you
This is
looking
crazy.
for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now. Okay, we have a 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks. Great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text-to-speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant, but maybe it's a small restaurant which is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen.
See how may I hear you?
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people? When? Today?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually we reserve for like upper like 5 people. For 4 people you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
For when, tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Again, that was a real call. We have many of these examples where the calls quite don't go as expected, but the assistant understands the context, the nuance. It knew to ask for wait times in this case and handle the interaction gracefully.
So what you have seen just now is just a demo of Google Duplex. Okay, so this was developed by Google, and this is a huge investment in the world of natural language processing. To understand how crazy it is, once need to understand about something called Turing Award. I'm saying Turing Award. It actually called Turing test. Okay, so what a Turing test actually is, it was developed by, everyone knows about Alan Turing, right? So Alan Turing was the father of computer science. Okay, so he proposed a test in 1950s, what was called a Turing test. He says that a machine can pass a Turing test when a person is talking to a human or a machine cannot recognize that whether he is person talking to is a machine or a computer. In easy words, you can say if this is you and you are talking to something online or something offline in your cell phone or in your video chat, you don't know the front person, that whether it is a person or whether it is a machine. So if you don't recognize between a machine and a human, that day the machine will pass the Turing test. So what you have just seen is a demo of Google Assistant passing that Turing test, which was proposed by Alan Turing. Because you can see the calls that Google Assistant made was almost, you can't recognize that it was a machine talking to you, right? The haircut salon and the bar and the restaurant owner doesn't recognize, and was not able to recognize that he was talking to a machine. He was just thinking that he was talking to a real human. So Google Duplex was set to pass the Turing test. You can see, did Google AI just passes the Turing test? There are many different downsides to this also, because somebody say that it doesn't pass. There are some other contexts also to consider, but for now just consider that Google has something to do, Google Assistant has something to do with the Turing test, which is the trademark of natural language processing in AI. Okay, so this all is possible due to a single technological revolution called deep learning. Okay, you are familiar about deep learning and machine learning. So this all is possible due to deep learning. You can just go to Google blog and you can just see this Google Duplex article, an AI system for accomplishing real world tasks over the phone. They have explained everything with the voice audios and also the calls that is shown in the demo. Okay, so you can see. So now let's see how WaveNet actually works. So WaveNet actually works by something called a recurrent neural network, or something called a variant of recurrent neural network. You are familiar about RNNs or LSTMs, the long short-term memory units, but for these days now we use transformers and something like BERT or XLNet or a different kind of other models like GPT-3 or GPT-2. These are the state-of-the-art models in natural language processing these days. But when it was released, at that time, BERT was the state-of-the-art model, which is called the bidirectional encoder representation using transformers. Okay, so Google Duplex uses that technology, that deep learning technology, the recurrent neural network or a variant of RNN, to create the voice, like human-like voice. So how it does is that, if you are familiar about deep learning, so deep learning is all about neural networks, and RNN just stores some kind of a memory in form of hidden states from the previous states. So what it does, if you just give it a sequence, it remembers the previous sequence also, so it can just create the whole context of the whole sentence. That enables it to create whole sentences. So that is the state of the art at that time in natural language understanding. But now we have more state of the art than RNNs. So they just shifted from time to time. You can just read their blog on this blog is available on the DeepMind's website. Just go and search about WaveNet DeepMind, and you will see everything how they did it. They also tried Pixel RNN and Pixel CNN modules to try and convert it more accurately. So they also improved the state of the art ETS model, which is a text to speech recognition of the Google Cloud platform. So how it actually, the workflow of it is like this. You can see, we take audio, we perform an ASR. So what is an ASR? ASR is like, so an ASR is just like automatic speech recognition, which is available on the Google Cloud platform. Okay, it just converts that into text, and then we just give that text to the WaveNet. Okay, then it generates the context from that text and just give you the results in the form of human-like audio, which you can't distinguish that whether it is a human or whether it is a machine. So this kind of technology is only possible due to the deep learning revolution we see in these days. Okay, so this is it for the Turing test. So now what is an action? So action is something you just call and Google automatically executes that on your behalf. Okay, so you can just try it right now. So just you can open up Google Assistant and just say, hey Google, talk to what is computer vision. That is a sample app I made last year to submit it on the Google. Now it is online. You can just test it right now. I will show you in the Google Action Console also. So just you can, if you want to test it right now, just say, hey Google, talk to what is computer vision, and my app will be open in front of you. So how does an action work? That you need to invoke your action through Google Assistant by calling this command, hey Google, talk to your app name. This tells the assistant which action to execute and what to say as a context, and it will automatically load the JSONs and the JavaScript required for the actions. Okay, so you don't need to know about JSON or JavaScript to create an action. It is very simple. I will show you. So these are the key terms in actions. You use a okay Google statement or a hey Google, and then you also use some kind of, yeah, I will show you a little bit from now how you can also give recommendations or to the user to what to ask next. Okay, you can also give the recommendation questions, so that the user can ask right now and next. Okay, so let's just start. And how you will start is by just go to Google and type Google Actions Console, and you could just click on the first link and it will take you to the Google Actions Console. Okay, so once you reach there, you will see my computer vision app is in production right now. Okay, this is what I'm talking to you about, that hey Google, talk to what is computer vision. This is my app I created last year. It is live now. You can just see it. You can see you can also add many languages. You can also build your action. We will be doing that today. Okay, I will just showing you two ways of doing that, and at the last I will show you the IoT way, how you can integrate your Google Assistant with your home appliances using a service. I will just show you at the last. So if I just go there, I have computer vision project and an anxiety detector project. So we just create an add project and it will just pop up a new window. Enter project name. We will just say it as TensorFlow quiz. Okay, we just say is TF quiz. Okay, so just say we are just right. So choose your country. I will choose Pakistan. You will choose your own country, and my language is in English. So just try to create a project. Okay, so now it is asking me what I want: food ordering, smart home system, a game, or a custom. So I just click on custom and see what I will get. Okay, because yeah, so you can see I have these things: hello world, firestore, jungle escape, blank project, and conversation component. You can just create anything you want. Okay, so you can also create custom using Dialogflow. I will also show you that how you do that. But first, let's just make it simple and just try to do a game. Like just see, we create a quiz game. So what we'll do is that we just create a trivia quiz game. Okay, so we just create a, so you can see there are many templates pre-built into Google Assistant. You can just use them out of the box to create your applications. You don't need to know anything to get started. Okay, this is very simple and very easy to get started. So just choose this trivia and just click on start building, and you will see the new window pop-ups and will show you your application start building. Okay, so I will show you how you can add the questions and the other things also. So let's just wait for it. Okay, so you can see it is now create a trivia actions in minutes. So just click on get started, and you can just use a trivia template. Just click on next. So now it is asking me to give me a quiz. Okay, I think it is asking me to give me a list of quizzes, or you can just see questions and answers. Okay, so we just click on that trivia quiz and it just shows me this thing: trivia game, multiple choice question answers. Okay, so I will just go and create a copy of it in my drive. So this will create a copy of it, and this will this is a demo. This is a demo. You have questions and you have the correct answer, and you have the incorrect answer. Okay, so you can just enter your questions here, your answers here. Let me just show you a demo. I have prepared some questions, so let me just copy and paste them here. So we'll delete this. We don't need this anything, so we just try to delete this. Yes, so what I'll do is that we'll enter a first question here: in which language most of the TensorFlow core is written? This is a very simple question. Let me ask a couple of more questions. You can add as many questions as you want. Okay, this is all up to you. I am just giving you a simple demo of how you can add questions. Okay, so I will add all the questions which I have prepared here. These are the questions, and now I have to write the exact answer. So before writing the exact answer, I just want to answer these couple of questions. So the first question for you is: in which language most of the TensorFlow core is written? Who will answer that? So just type your answer in message, and we'll see whose answer is the best one. In which language most of the TensorFlow core is written?
We have people here saying Python, C, C++, Python. A lot of answers.
Let them say for just 1 minute. Let's see how many of them got wrong. So how many of you agree with Python? Many of you say, I am very shocked to see that as TensorFlow
HTML,
code
right?
is written with HTML.
Come on, man. Come on.
I am very shocked to see this HTML answer. So this is a very simple question. Anyone tell me how we know that how it is written in such language? Anyone know the way of seeing that how we can see that which language the TensorFlow core is using? How we can just check that? Yeah, there is a way of documentation, but there is also another way. You can just check that. Let me show you that way. Okay. So what you do is that you will just go to Google and open up GitHub. So you just open up github.com and you just slash TensorFlow. Just go to TensorFlow. Okay. So once you open up TensorFlow, you will just go to the TensorFlow main repository where it is situated. Okay. So let me just find out the answer in front of you, that how many of you are wrong and how many of you are correct. Okay. So we'll see which is the major language in TensorFlow. Okay. Or how, what is the major language in which TensorFlow is written. You will find out with me. So it's open up in the next tab. Okay, so if you just this is the TensorFlow, original TensorFlow deep learning framework by Google. If you just come down, you can see the main languages here are the given. So you can see C++ is the 61% language used in creating TensorFlow. So the TensorFlow core is wholly written in C++ because it is more faster than Python in every manner almost. So the most of the TensorFlow core is written in C++. So today you also learned that how to see which framework is written in which language the most. Okay, it also written a little bit in Go, a little bit in Python, a little bit in Starlark and MLIR and others. So the most of the TensorFlow core is written in C++. Okay, so let's just type our answers now of the quiz. Okay, so those who are saying that C++ was the right answer. So let's just come back and type our answers here. Okay, so I will just copy the answers.
So this is an online event. So the people with the right answer, I would like to give you a virtual chocolate, and I hope you like it.
So you can see I have written the correct answer, which is the C++. Incorrect answer is Python, and the incorrect answer is Go. So the next question for all of you is Keras. This is a typo. So Keras is the API for TensorFlow. You will tell me which level is the API, or it is low level API, it is the mid level API, it is a real API, or it is a high level API. So who will tell me that which level API is the Keras of TensorFlow? Okay. So just try to give the answer. So those who are saying high level, their answer is correct. So Keras is the high level API of TensorFlow, which gives you the modularity and the very simple syntax to write neural networks. Despite of just going deep into the TensorFlow core and writing everything from scratch, like gradient tapes and creating your own optimizers and the loss functions. Okay, so Keras gives you the modularity necessary to just code. So we have correct answer like high level, incorrect low level, and other incorrect is mid level. So how calculations work in TensorFlow? This is a technical question, a tricky question. So who will give me the answer of how calculations flow or work in TensorFlow? So who will give the answer how calculations work in TensorFlow? Let me give you, if I give you if I give you options, you will just guess at single moment. That way I'm not giving the answers. No, I know that matrices are made, matrix is called a tensor, I know, but I am just saying that how TensorFlow compute the neural networks. It's a simple thing. So those of you who are saying using graphs, it use dynamic computational graphs. Okay, so this is the correct answer, that TensorFlow uses dynamic computational graphs to calculate the neural networks. Okay, it creates a computational graph of the neural network and then it executes your whole model into a graph. Okay, so just remember that these things are very important when you are giving an interview or if you are just going for a job in deep learning. Okay, so how deep learning model are built on Keras? This is a simple question, but I won't ask you because this is a very simple question. So okay, in Keras we build model using sequential class. So by using the sequential module, okay, sequential class, we build the models in Keras. So now we have our answer. You can say there is also a configuration thing here. You can see the question answers and the configuration. So in configuration, you will open up the configuration and you will see the name of your app. So our name of the app is TF Quiz. So like this, TF quiz. Okay. So how many questions do we want per game? We just say it 1 or 2. Okay. So just 2 questions per game, and we'll just save it. Okay. And we just rename this file. So just rename it to TF quiz. Okay. So TF quiz. And we'll just copy first we'll click on share, so we can just make it public so that Google can access it. Okay. So to make it public, you just click on share, and once you want to share, you just click on change to enable on this link. So viewer, you can just make it editor also if you want, but for now I think viewer and commenter editor is good. So just copy this link. We done it, and we just come back to our this tab and upload content. We just paste the Google Sheet URL and just click on upload. Okay, so Google is now validating our sheet. This may take a few minutes. You can see the upload is successful. Now we can just go directly to the simulator to test what are we uploading. Okay, so just click on simulator. So it says you to allow me in location. You'll allow it to know your location. So now you can just see talk to my test app. Okay, so you can also you do this view logs and all of that stuff. Okay, smart. So just click on talk to my test app, and it will just execute
Got
your
it.
query.
Let's get the test version of my test app.
So this is actually Google Assistant interacting with our app. Okay.
Yay, I'm so excited to play TF quiz with you today. Deep breath. Here's your first question. How deep learning models are built on Keras? By using feed_dict, by creating data frames, or by using sequential models?
So you can see we have these things, the options here. So we just click on by using sequential models. It automatically calculates it. Yes. So it is the right answer. Okay.
Only one more question. Sniff. In which language most of TensorFlow core is written? Python, Go, or C++?
So just click on C++. Okay. Yeah. So just do that, and it would also say that you have a correct answer. Yes.
Yes, that's it. That's the end of this game. Now let's see how well you did.
Just click on yes.
Fantastic. First question is coming your way. In which language most
so
of
you can see this is how you can
written?
just create
Python,
your own. We just click on cancel now to just quit this thing. This is how you can just create everything you want, any quiz app or JavaScript, any quiz app or anything like that. Okay, so we don't have time to just test it again and again. So you just understand the concept. I think understand. Just you have to copy the file, just put the link, and now just try to how you will upload this for production. Okay, so let's just we have built our action, we are ready for deployment. So select the countries, enter information required first. Okay, so we will write any description. You can just give a single line description. We can say TensorFlow quiz. So you can say TensorFlow quiz for students. Okay, or we can say beginners. Okay, so you can also write in detail. You can describe in detail. I want doing this. You can also add images if you want. You can contact details, your email. You can just say developer's name and anything you want. You have to create a privacy policy. So you can just click on learn more, and you will see it is a sample document appears like this. You just open it up a new tab. Let me just open it up for you. You can automatically create your privacy policy in just a matter of single minute. So you can see this is the template Google created for you. You just delete it from here because we don't need this. So just delete it. So first we need to make a copy of it. So just click or made a copy, and once you have made a copy of it, you can just delete the first whole paragraph. We don't need that because it is just the encryption. Yes, you can host it on anywhere. You can just create a whole app in your JavaScript, or you can just create a whole app, because the thing is Hinesh, or what is your name? Hinesh Kumar, I think. Dialogflow is made for this purpose, not Firebase. I will show in just a couple of minutes. I will show you how you can do this same on Dialogflow to create conversational experiences for local businesses, so that you can earn money. You just go to your local business that don't have a website. Okay, just say him that I will build an action for you, which will tell people about your business. For example, if you have a shawarma shop or a burger shop near your home, who can't afford to pay the whole developers to create their whole website, okay, or create their whole service. You just go to them, just say that I am an independent developer, anything, your introduction. You just say them that I will build a conversational app for your business. So anytime, for example, just take an example that we have B6 food shop, okay, anything like name that. So you can just create an app, a conversation experience called Hey Google, talk to B6 food shop. So once a customer take that action, Google Assistant will show him the menu, show him the hours and everything related to the business. Okay, you can just charge him 1,000 rupees for that, because this is a very simple task to do. So you can also charge him anything you want. Okay, so you can just create conversational experiences for your businesses. This is the main business idea behind building actions for Google. Okay, so I think we need to replace some stuff here. So I think I just let me just see how we can replace things. Let me just see how we can replace. Find and replace, Control+H. Okay, so we need to find the app name. Where is app name? Okay, so app name, we need to replace it with our own app. So our name is TF Quiz. I think the app name is very critical, so just keep in mind that it will use this. Okay, so to create your privacy policy. So just let me just see what is my app name. So it is TF Quiz. Okay, so I think TF Quiz. So just click on next and will automatically replace. So replace all, it will automatically replace everything with the TF Quiz. So now you need to replace the developer name with your own name. Just type developer here and just type your own name. So your name you will write here. So this will create a privacy policy for you. Okay, so now your privacy policy is ready. So you just rename it and just say TF Quiz privacy policy. Okay, so privacy policy. Just save it and just click on share, make it public so that Google can access it. So just share it and just anyone with this link. So just copy this link, just come back to your tab and just paste the privacy policy. You don't need to paste term of services, I think, for now. So sign up for actions, mailing list, you can just ignore that. Hey Google, talk. Okay Google, talk to, you can just say talk to TF Quiz. Okay, so just say TF Quiz. Add invocation. So now if anyone on the Google Assistant says that talk to TF Quiz, hey Google, or okay Google, talk to TF Quiz, your app will automatically initiate at that point. Okay, so this is how you do that. And then we have the additional information. You can say category, you can just give category. So we have education and reference. So we are not for families, so we don't have any alcohol or tobacco. So we don't have any testing instructions, we don't have any transactions, so we don't have any MIC policy or anything like we are not storing the user information. Okay, so we don't need also this. Okay, so now we can just click on save. It will just save, and now we can just initiate the request to deploy this everywhere. You say that small image is required. So let's see if I have any image in my computer. I don't think that I have. So let's just download some image of TensorFlow. Okay, so let me just download the image of TensorFlow. So we can just put it as our image. Okay, so we'll just download the image of a TensorFlow, save image on desktop, and now we'll just upload this image of TensorFlow. Okay, so this is TensorFlow, and we'll just upload it. So it is saying me to reduce this, so I will just keep this TensorFlow logo. Okay, so just click on select, and now I can just submit a request to initiate this action. Okay, so Google will take at least 2 days to test, and then it will come up to you. When I was loading my first application, it has taken I think 7 days for Google to come back to me and say me that your app is fine. First, after 3 days, they just told me
Saad, the screen is not showing.
My screen is showing.
Can everyone see that?
Those who are not for those who are not visible, just leave the meeting and let's come back again. Okay, So you can just add a logo here, and then you can just click on release button, and you can just start your release. Okay, so I will not be releasing this. You can just also specify that you are releasing in a beta channel or an alpha channel. So this is how you can just create your app and just release it. Now just go back to action console. So just create a new project. This time we try to create some conversational experience. Okay, so we'll say that we want information about JavaScript, or let us think of a name. So let's say we have a business of we called B612 Foods. Okay, so this is actually an app name, but just go with it. Okay, so B612 Foods, and you just create a project, and now we can just click on custom, because you can see just click on custom and click on next. So you can see it is asking us what we want. If we want only our product on Firestore, we can also put it on Firestore. Someone was asking about Firebase, but I think Dialogflow is the most good option. Okay, just click here to build your actions or using Dialogflow. Okay, so it will just redirect me, I think, to Dialogflow, or I think we just need to create something. Yes. So decide how your actions in invoked actions. So just click on get started. So you can see that we can just click on get started to build our first action. So before building our first action, what we'll do is that first we just give it an invocation. Okay, so we are building an app for a business called B612 Foods. So just give it any name. Okay, so B612 Foods. Okay, so you can also hear the pronunciation like this. Okay, and Google Voice, you can just set male or female, anything you want. We just set it for male for now, and just click on save. And now we just click on actions. Okay, this is a conversational app, this is not a quiz app. Okay, just click on action. We have a lot of templates, but we want to create a custom intent. Just click on build. It is taking me to Dialogflow console. Okay, so this is the Dialogflow. I just click on sign in with Google, and it will take me to the Dialogflow where I can create my app conversational experience for the customers. Okay, so I have a client called B612, and I am acting as a business, and I'm creating conversation experiences for their business. Okay, so now you can just we have this called B612 Foods. So this is how you will see how it looks like actually. Okay, so we can create a new agent if we want. So just click on create a new agent. So just click on create a new agent, and you can see, and to create Google project name, I think we just need to see B612 Foods. So this is here set as mega agent. You don't need to do that. You are good with that. Okay, so click on create, and it is creating an agent for me. Okay, so once an agent is created on Dialogflow, next thing is to create the intents and the answers of that. Okay, so this is how Google Assistant actually operates on the app module. Okay, it is taking everything from Dialogflow which you customers have created it. Okay, so what you can see, create the first intent and just make it everything. Okay, so you can see add the user expression, add parameter and actions, add responses. Okay, so you can see add parameter, so you can just enter anything here you want. So I think first we'll all hello. I think welcome to
So people are actually having problem to pin the screen. So just go on the screen with your mouse cursor, and you'll have an option of pinning it. So we all know it will come on the main screen. You just have to pin it. It's simple.
don't know why it is auto completing input dot welcome. I think the first let's just add user expression. So hello, and well, people are coming, so I have to just admit them. Okay, so just wait for a couple of seconds until I just add all of them, because I think many of them are in the waiting room. Just a sec. Okay, let me add people.
Let me add this point again, that just go to the screen, main screen where it is showing. Just move your mouse cursor, or if you're from mobile, just click on it and pin it, so it will become your home screen. It's just easy.
I don't think that I have actually the time to create all the intents. Let me just show you something that I have created before that. Okay, so I think if you just shift the screen, you can see this is my previous app called Applications for Computer Vision. Okay, so in the training phases, you will put all the questions what I can make using computer vision, what I can make using computer vision. Okay, so you can see a single question I've written in multiple formats because human can ask in multiple formats. Is what, how, when, okay, or what are the applications. You can people can only just ask about applications of CV. Okay, so just need to make sure that we cover every aspect, okay, of the customer experience.
Assalamu alaikum, Saad. You have been muted.
So I was saying that you just go to your app, create a response, okay, text response. Okay, first you ask the questions. Okay, these are the questions you want your customer to ask in the training phases. And once your training phases are ready, you just go to the responses, and you can just click on Google Assistant, set this intent to the end of conversation, means that after this question your conversation will end and the assistant will say goodbye and see you again. Okay, so you can click on default. This is a text response and this is the Google Assistant response. So now you can see your responses from this tab will be sent to Google Assistant integrations. This will make sure that your answer is integrated to Google Assistant. Okay, so just make sure that this appears before you save anything. Okay, so just make sure that this green thing responses from this tab will be sent to the Google Assistant integration. Make sure that that this is visible to you. Okay, before if it is not visible, just wait for it to visible. Okay, so these are the questions you can ask and these are the answers. You can just
Saad, you have been muted again.
So I was saying that you can add any kind of intents. You can see I have added multiple intents. First intent is application of computer vision. Then I have the convolutional neural network intent. Okay, if you just open it up, it has questions related to what is a convolutional neural network, what is CNN, why are CNN, okay, what are CNN used for, how made CNN. So yeah, let's just try it on our own. Okay, so because I don't think that I have much time left to create this whole thing. So you can see training phases. What is the menu at B612 foods? Okay, so you customer can ask this question in different ways. So you just need to create it in different formats. Okay, so we can add a new parameter. Enter action name. You can also add an action name if you want. So you can see you can add multiple things at a single time. Okay, so it is not just up to you. You can just add as many options as you want. There is no limit to that. So you can just add multiple of these training phases. Okay, so I think there is a new parameter. I think we must delete it. So just let me just go back. So you can see we are not getting this option add user expressions here because I think we need to save it first to add another user expression. Okay, so once you save it, you add a new user expression. So what we can get at B612. Okay, so this is the same question but in a different way. So first I ask that what is the menu at B612 foods, and then I just ask what we can get at B612 foods. Okay, so this is how human contextual language works. Different human talks in different manners, so you just need to add all the training phases. Once you add all of them, you can just save them. You can add a new intent from here like I just showed you in the previous app here. Okay, you can have multiple intents. You can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 intents. Okay, You can create as many as you want, as long as the business says you to create that. You can just create that neural networks, OpenCV, introduction to computer vision, default welcome intent. This is automatically created by Google. You don't need to do this. Okay, so default fallback intent, this is automatically created by Google Assistant. So you don't need to create those. You are just good to do.
Someone muted you again.
I don't know that who is actually doing this, but if you have any questions regarding this intent, just ask me right now so we can move on how to connect the Google Assistant with the IoT devices, because I think this is very easy. You can find a lot of tutorials on the YouTube. You can find a lot of Medium blogs written on just single this concept, how to create intents in Dialogflow. Okay, or if you have used Dialogflow before, you just need to go to your app, go to Google Assistant and just add it to the Google Assistant. Okay, this is whole process you can do. So this is very easy. You don't need to know any JavaScript, any JSON or anything like that to create these intents. Okay, so if you have any questions, just ask me.
Saad, I have one question. So I assume that everyone in the audience are computer science students.
Yeah, you have to enter manually MAR alarm because there is no, I think you can just do that using Selenium, or I think you can just use by Python automating this. But I think in order to add the training phases, you need to add them by your own hand, because I just told you that human are different. They just talk in different contexts. For example, if I ask a question by just typing why, someone asks the same question by typing what or who. So we need to make sure that if a customer asks any kind of question about a same topic, our assistant must be able to recognize that it is the same question pointing to the same answer. Okay, so we just need to add them by our own hand.
So I have this question that I assume everyone is a computer science student, and we all computer lab at home. So can we connect our computer PC to a IoT device, and then we just go to Google Assistant and tell him to open JAWS? I think that's really cool.
I am just showing you that thing because I have myself implemented this in my home 2 years ago.
You're on laboratory, right?
Yes, because I have implemented this in my home, and I also try to create a business out of it by just talking to some CEO offices that I will just automate their fans, their lights, and their doors if they just give me a chance to automate it. Okay, so they will just say me that we just go our own foot. We just go and click the button that is more suitable for us than just spending about 2 to 3,000 rupees per month on that Google Assistant service. So I was that time sure, because people don't know at that time that how much easier that it can make. Okay, you can Sayyid Asad Raza, you can just create you can just go to the Google Assistant, just create a conversation experience for the food app. Okay, you can just list your all products. You can also add gifs, you can also add images, you can add anything. You just go to Google and just search for how to add images or how to add gifs to Google Assistant action. Okay, there are thousands of tutorials. I just want to make sure that you all know that how to do this, or what is the purpose of going there. Okay, let me just go to the interesting part, which is the IoT part. Okay, so in order to connect to the Google Assistant to IoT devices, we need a middleman. Okay, if you are web developers, if you have used JavaScript, Express, Django, if you have used, you all are familiar about middlewares. Okay, how important are middlewares in web development? If you are doing the post request, the codes module is very important, because you need to return the codes as a middleware. Okay, so we just need to add that as a middleware. So you all are familiar about how important are the middlewares in our applications. Okay, so in order to connect Google to our home or any appliance to our home, we need a middleware, because we don't have Google Home and we don't have the connections, or we don't have a smart home by our construction. Okay, our home are not constructed to be smart. Those which are smart are constructed to be smart. They have the wirings and all of the stuff built into them to connect to different internet services. Okay, but you can do this without that. I will show you a way. This is a very easy way how to turn off your lights, how to turn off your fan on off. So first thing you will need is to just need to know a little bit about hardware. not much about hardware, but a little bit about hardware. There is a thing called relay switch. Okay, if you are a hardware student, you will familiar about a relay switch. Okay, it automatically turns on and off according to electrical supply given to it. Okay, relay switch is something that can turn on or off according to the electricity supply to it. So what we can do is that most of the relay switch or the smart switches come these days are come with respect to some kind of Bluetooth signals or some kind of Wi-Fi connections. Okay, you can just connect an ESP connection to Wi-Fi module to your relay switch. Okay, this is very easy stuff. This is a very little hardware stuff. I think 2 wires from the voltage and 2 wires from the connection in and out. You just need to give them. Okay. So this is how you connect your Google Assistant to your home. Is what you do is that just go to your room in which you want to install Google Assistant based lighting system and the fan turn on and off. Okay. So just go to your room and just plug in your board in which your all the buttons and all the light on and off switches are there. Okay. So instead of the buttons, you just turn on and off. Despite of those buttons, just buy some relay switches. I think they are very cheap, 50 to 60 rupees each. Okay. So just buy 4 relay switches, 2 for your lights and 2 for your fans if you have 2 fans and 2 lights in a room. But I think when mostly we have 1 fan and 1 light in most of the rooms. Okay, so you just need to buy 1 relay switch and 1 for the fan and just 1 for your light. Okay, so just go and buy a relay switch, just plug into your board, just remove the previous switches. The first part is to deploy a relay switch into your room. Once you have done that, you can just connect to this relay switch using a Wi-Fi module, which is ESP. I think I didn't remember the exact code. ESP Wi-Fi module. You can see ESP Wi-Fi module. You can just buy that. This is very cheap. I think $5 to $6. I think or $7. You can just buy it anywhere. You can see $6.95. It is expensive due to online. If you just buy it locally, it is I think about 250 rupees. So you can just connect your relay switch with this ESP to create an internet connection out of it. The next most important thing now you need to know is how to connect your Google Assistant with these things. Okay, so what you do is that there is a service. This is the hidden truth in this whole session. There is a hidden service called IFTT. If this, then that. Okay, so IFTT helps everything work better together. Okay, so just go to IFTTT. If this, then that. You can just enter your email and just click on get started. Okay, so I have already have account because I have already done that. So let me just log in with Google so that it is good. Okay, so I don't know why it is not verifying me. Let's just create a new account. Okay, just click on sign up, continue with Apple, Google or Facebook. So just create a new account with this new email address because I don't remember the email password now. So once you create an account, you will see a screen like this. Okay, so if you just skip this, you can connect any world service here. Okay, this is the you can say this is the premium service related to IoT. You can just do anything you want. You just click on create. This is not for just Google Assistant. You can also connect Google Assistant. In this you will add Google Assistant. So just type Assistant. So you can see we have Google Assistant available for us. Okay, so say a simple phrase and just you will do click on connect. It is connecting to Google Assistant via your Google account. So just try to connect the Google Assistant to your account. So it will just take your Google account credentials and your dialog flow, questions and answers and your apps. Okay, so once it's connected, what do you want to say? So we want to say that turn on light. Okay, so we want to say turn on light, or hey Google, or you can say you can just type hey Google, turn on the light. Okay, so hey Google, turn on the light. And we can also say turn on room light. Okay, so you can say turn on room light. Any other way? We don't want any other way. Why do you want the system to say in response? So we want our system to say that okay sir. Okay, so we make Google Assistant our student for now. So okay sir, I am turning it on. Okay, you can just say anything you want to turning it on. Okay, So language is English, and you can click on create trigger. It will create a trigger. Then that in this thing you will search for webhooks. Okay, so you can click on webhooks. Here you will make a web request to your ESP module. Okay, your ESP module has an IP address, so you just make a request to your ESP module or your Google Assistant. Let me just connect it, and then I'll show, because I don't remember the all steps. I just created it 2 years before. So you can see we have a URL here. We can just add any URL which where you have your ESP. Okay, and then we just create a method to get, post, anything like that if you want. Okay, content type, we are just sending it as text plain, just text plain, and then just create a body of that. You don't need a body. You just create it as blank, leave it as blank. So this is how you will put your ESP URL here, the ESP web service, and this will automatically send a response to ESP to turn on that relay switch whenever you call that intent. Okay, so I will show you, let me just go and show you how you can go. So if you can watch this video, I think this is 19 minutes, but I think this is pretty good if you really want to do. I think there is no audio for this. So just click there. Let's move to a new video. Why isn't any audio? So is the audio audible to all of you? Yeah, so just let me just go through. You can also connect it to using the Arduino ID, but let me just skip all the steps. Let's just go to the IFTTT part. Yeah, this is the configuring the IFTTT part. You can see we have Arduino, which is the ESP module, which is connected to our relay switches, and then we have the board. This diagram can illustrate it more better. Okay, so the Blink app is the middleware you want to install. You can install any app. Okay, the Google Assistant cannot connectly direct to the ESP module, as I told you in the start. You need a middleware. Okay, so the middleware is this Blink app. I just did forget the name of the app. Okay, so the app name is Blink. You can install Blink. Okay, so you just go to the IFTTT, just create a Google Assistant trigger. I just show you. Okay, so create a trigger, and then on that thing you need to connect to the webhooks. And once you connect it, this URL is given to you by the Blink app. Okay, you can just go to your Android on your Play Store, just download the Blink app. Okay, so once you download the Blink app, this will give you this URL. You just need to paste this URL here, and then you just need to specify the method of getting, and you can always connect this to the Blink, and then the Blink app will do the rest thing for you. Okay, so the Blink app will connect to the webhook service, and then it is connect to the ESP module. Okay, so then the ESP or an Arduino, you can replace it with Arduino if you want. Then it triggers the button flow, and it automatically connects to your light, and then your light is turned on. Okay, so it has also given the diagram. Type is content.json, and then you will also get an email when your light is turned on. Okay, so you can add as many questions as you want, and let me just show you a demo. So you can say, he's saying that, hey Google, turn on the relay 1. So Google is saying that, okay, turning on relay 1. Okay, so you can see the light has turned on. So you can just see when he says that turn light on, it automatically turns it off. Okay, so have you now understood how to get the URL? You just need to download the Blink app. Once you have downloaded the Blink app, just click on create a new app in Blink, and after, I will share this video link in the chat. You can just open this video from now. This is how you can create your own business of smart home systems. Okay, but for that, I think you need to create your own servers. If you go to scale to millions of people, you need to host your services somewhere. So you need to buy a little server to manage your all requests. You can't rely on Blink all the time to hold your all requests. Okay, so you need to create your own little service in order to create a startup or a business. But this is really profitable if you can just if you are able to convince the people to install your systems into your homes. They will be able to connect everything to their home. They can also change the fridge number of the cooling systems, and if the fridge is smart, this is the main thing you need to know. It can also turn off your stoves on and on if the your stove system is smart. Okay, everything these days, if you just go to the IoT world, is coming online, and everything has some kind of internet connection built in into it. Okay, so once you have that internet connection built into it, you can create any kind of a service for your customers. Any kind of, you can just charge them for turning the room into a self-automated room. For example, what you do is that you just enter a sensor in front of your door. Okay, an ultrasonic sensor or anything like that. So once ever a person enters your room, that ultrasonic sensor detects you, because ultrasonic sensor sends rays of ultrasonic onto your customer and then on the person, and then it come back. Okay, so once ultrasonic sensor detects the person, it automatically turns on the light for you. Okay, I will share the recording. Don't worry about that. I will share. I am recording it and I will share the recording. It will also be available. It will also be available on the Google DSC community platform. For those of you who have joined to the DSC platform, I just want to make you a little bit familiar about what you have joined today. So let me just show you. This is where you have joined today. Where you have from joined today for this event. So here you have the access. So you can just join anything. You can just say that we have all of these events coming from intro to then we have web development bootcamp. Then we have Stanford Biodesign virtual app iOS plus Google Cloud Buildathon. Okay, data science track. So this is the events that are happening across the globe in different DSCs communities, in Turkey, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Singapore, in America. So you have access to all of them. Okay, you can just search anything. For example, if you want to join the Duke University DSC, just go there and just click on join. So you can just join it in a single click. So after joining and after signing up to this platform, you have the access to the whole world of DSCs. You can attend any event you want. Okay, you can join any university. You have all the Pakistani universities listed here. If you just, let me just show you the chapters. So if you just come there, if you search the Asia region, the SEA region, which is our region, this Asia region, here you will find out I think our is not Asian region. I think it's Middle East, Europe, and North America. Let's just search it from here. So I want to search my university, so I just click on the University of Lahore. Okay, so it will search for me University of Lahore. Okay, so University of Lahore. Okay, so you can see Lahore, Pakistan. You just click on it. It will take you to my university page, and you can just join. You will have a button of join here. You can just join my chapter to be familiar about the next upcoming events, because we are also having a boot camp. We are just teaching a boot camp. We have a session on 28th August. We have a session on 13th September today, and we have the next session on 19th September on blockchain and AI. How blockchain and AI can combine to create a very astounding world. Okay, by astounding I mean you can just create a DAO. DAO stands for decentralized distributed organizations. If you put AI on blockchain, that will enable AI to self-learn and self-replicate itself, to create more money, to invest or to buy stocks, anything like that. So that session is coming up on 19th. That session is called Industry 4.0, combining Bitcoin consensus and AI. Okay, so I will also encourage you to join us and also join the DSC UOL chapter by searching. I will show you. You can also join the DHA Suffa chapter by searching it in this, which is our co-host for today. So you can say, I think it is DHA Suffa University. Yeah, you can say DHA Suffa University. You can just join it. I have already joined. Okay, so you can also join it. They also have the same event that we have today of this ring. Okay, so you can just join it here. All the best. If you have any questions, just ask me right now so that just we can. Uh, yeah, there are many events occur. Let me just show. If you just go by yourself, just I will share you the link. Okay, so just I am sharing you the link in the chat. Just go and sign up, and you will be able to access the whole DSC communities across the globe. You can connect to any person. You can connect to any international person. For example, if you want to study at Harvard or something like other universities. Okay, yes, you can see University of Melbourne if it already has. Okay, let me just try and search it. If it is a DSC there, it will be shown. Okay, you can see we have a University of Melbourne, Australia. So let's click on it, and you can just join by clicking here. Okay, so they don't have an event because they have an event on September 16. Yeah, so machine learning DSC called logistic regression cross validation. So they have a type of validation and the Titanic data set. Okay, then they have Flutter event. So they have these past kind of events. They are, I think, doing event daily, 2 September, 3 September, 9 September, and 10 September. Okay, so you can just search for anywhere across the globe. If you want to join Berkeley University in your master, you can just join Berkeley University by here. You can just contact their DSC lead directly by messaging. You can say that I am from Pakistan and I am from DSC UOL, the core team member. Okay, so yeah, so the thing is yeah, so you can, what you can do is that you can just tell anybody in the world. For example, I have joined the Australian chapter. I don't remember that name. I think who hosted the AI talk. I don't remember the DSC lead's name. I think but I think that was, I think, the University of Melbourne, but I don't remember that. Yeah, University of Adelaide. Yeah, University of Adelaide hosted an AI event. I was a part of that. So if you have any questions about creating an action, creating a conversational experience, or connecting your app to your Google Assistant to connect to your homes, to control your light switches, you can just message me anytime. I am just giving you my email and contact, so you can just come to the slide. So this is the last slide. You can just connect me anywhere. This is my website. This is my GitHub. Okay, you can also go to GitHub. I have a lot of things. If you are a machine learning fan, you will love my GitHub. I will encourage you to follow me if you like my stuff. Okay, so let me just open it. I have a tons of projects related to deep learning and machine learning. If you want to start today, we are just teaching a course on deep learning. Okay, but the main reason but I don't invite the foreign students that we are teaching that course in Urdu, because it is very difficult to teach machine learning, deep learning to newbies in English, because if you teach them in English, they won't understand what you are saying. So I have to teach that course in Urdu. So that way I can't invite the foreigners who don't understand Urdu. If you understand Urdu, I will give you a link. You can just join our course. We are just starting with deep learning for convolutional neural networks and the computer vision. So if you come to my GitHub, you will find a lot of projects. Sentiment analysis with BERT. You can find Siamese network. You can find radio signals. You can find image super resolution. You can have applications of an autoencoders, heart disease, autism spectrum disorder, hyperparameter optimization, so yeah, face classification, chest x-rays, street signs, and then you have the Detectron 2 demo, which is the Facebook instant segmentation model. And then we have this chest x-rays, we are discussed that. And then we have the most important thing which I want to show is this repository, which is called Learn Machine Learning in 5 months. If you are a newbie, if you can't join my course, or if you don't know my course, or okay, so what you can do is that you can just come to this repository, Learn Machine Learning in 5 months. So once you come here, you have courses listed from 1 to 5 months, from how you can become a beginner to expert in machine learning in just 5 months. This is the curriculum which I followed when I was learning it 2 years back, about 1.5 years back, I think. So this is how you can just get started. Month 1, you will learn about linear algebra. All of these links and which are mentioned here are totally free of cost. There is no cost you need to pay. So this is learning machine learning for free in just 5 months. Okay, so you can just go to month 1, the linear algebra. Then you have week 3 for calculus, week 4 for science. All the courses are taught by top universities, top playlists on YouTube, and all of them are free. Okay, so then you have the probability for the month 2, and then you have algorithms for the month 4. week 4 of the second month, and then you have the month 3. You can just scroll it down and down for 5 months, okay? And up till 5 months, and when you complete that month 5, you will be at least an expert to get an internship or get a job as a machine learning engineer in any big tech company like Google or Facebook. You can just apply to be an intern or just get a full-time job, because you will learn a lot during these 5 months. You can just, I will tell you a website, if you are familiar about this, that is called paperwithcode.com. If you are from masters, or if you are doing some kind of research, I will encourage you to visit this website called paperwithcode.com. Okay, so I don't remember the exact URL. Paper with code, I think. Paper with code. So this paper with code, yeah. So if you come here, if you are, for example, if you are at the 4th month of your deep learning journey, which I just showed you in my GitHub, okay? So you want to create a research project, so just come here. And for example, if you love to do instance segmentation, okay? So you just love to do instance segmentation. So just search for instance segmentation, okay? So just click here. We don't want instance search, we want instance segmentation, because this is the most hottest topic in computer vision these days, okay? So just click on instance segmentation. You will see that they have listed all of the state-of-the-art results in a sequence along with their GitHub code. You can see everyone has its own GitHub code here. So you don't need to know everything before you start. You just click here, you just go to their code, okay? So once you just go to their code, you can see we have 2 implementations, one from MM and one from Vishal V, okay? And it also has a quick start in Colab. If you just click on Colab, we just go directly to the image pyramid example and all of the paper implementation in real code in Google Colab in just a moment of seconds. If you want to do this without paper with code, it will take you a lot of time first to read the research paper and then to just find the keywords, just search them, find the collabs, find the GitHub repositories. But paperwithcode.com makes it very easy for you to do research in deep learning, okay? So you can see every single amount of code is well documented, well written, and everything is in format, and everything is very well written here. You can see they have all added the references. So you need to just keep these references here and just try to just change the code, copy this file into your own local directory, just create your own local thing of that, okay? So this is for machine learning, and if you want to get started right now, this is a great time to be alive in the deep learning era, okay? Because in next 3 to 4 years, you will see that the advent of deep learning will try to reach towards some kind of singularity, and after 2040 you will see that we will reach some kind of singularity, that everything can be automated, from the farming to your airplane driving, okay? Everything can be done by AI. This is what I will show in my 19 September talk, that how AI can rule the world on its own. And I will also show you the single moment that was that take place in Australia, which the people were done with a referendum. They were asked a question that whether they want their country to be ruled by a human or AI. So 60% people replied that they want the country to be ruled by an AI. I will show you this blog in the next post, how AI can rule the world, okay? So how AI can rule the world, I will show you in the next things, okay? So you can just do anything related to research. If you have any questions, or if you have any kind of problem related to deep learning or machine learning, you can just message me. I am available to help you. And if you have any questions regarding this session, or if you want to do any kind of collaboration in future with us, you can just message me. We can do a collab. We can also have a talk in your university about deep learning or AI, okay? So that will be really great for me also. And I think it's up for now today. If you can connect me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and also you can mail me on this email at this. I will also drop my email, so you can also email me if you want, okay, for the collaborations and anything like that. Yeah, I just told you, just go to DSC platform, which you just join this platform. Just name the university which you want to join, okay? Just type the name and just join the university. This is very simple, okay? So if you have any questions, you can just put them right now. Otherwise, you can just if you want to join a DSC member, you need from which university you are, Samir? if you are working on signal processing related to human health, you should try and go toward the LSTMs and transformers, because I think they are the state of the art in these days. Okay, so in fast we have, I think in fast Lahore, I think that let me just see who is the DSC lead at fast Lahore. So I think we have Nusis. Fast is called Nusis. I don't know if it is called fast actually. So fast, I
So,
don't think so. There we have a Lahore fast.
no, we have not.
Yeah, so we don't have a DSC lead from Fast Lahore this year. I don't know why, but this is very shocking to me that we don't have a DSC lead from Fast Lahore. Last year, I think it was Fiza Rohail. I think that she was the star of Fast at that time. I think she was the lead last time. Yeah,
So if
so
anyone wants to join his machine learning course and is from DHA Suffa, you can just PM me and I will make a list of the people. And then he has a WhatsApp group where he shares his ideas and his machine learning course.
yeah,
So
so we
make
are
sure.
just getting started from tomorrow. From Monday, we have the first class of how neural network works from scratch, and we will just do. We have amazing 3 projects. One is implementing ResNet from scratch for facial image recognition and facial image feature extraction. Then we have a self-driving car using convolutional neural networks, and the third project we have the biomedical image segmentation using UNet, or I think some variant of FCN, which is the fully convolutional neural network. So if you want to kind of join, you just are open to join. Just pin me on WhatsApp or just message Atik, so we can just create a list and just add you by tomorrow, so you can just so you don't miss the tomorrow's class. Okay. If you have any question,
Events.
so you can apply for DSC for next year, not this year, because this year there are 42 leads already selected from across Pakistan. So you can apply next year, not this year. So when we have the next year, you will just go to the DSC website. It will automatically open up the applications next year. Okay.
So I have this one question that if I in my room, the everything is figured, right? We have the
Yeah.
IoT based and if I go outside my home and someone is in my room, so can I use the Google Assistant while I'm outside the home and scare people in my room just by saying that open up the light and people are like, how is it open?
But the thing is that you need to connect it to your local
Wi-Fi.
internet, okay? Because the IP address is from your local Wi-Fi. Yeah, the connection you are creating is from your local IP address. So if you are connecting to another network, it won't work, I think, for now. But you can just look for another. There are many other ways to connect. You can use a Raspberry Pi to create your own server on your home. Once you have your own server on your Raspberry Pi, you can just took that Raspberry Pi anywhere and connect from the world anywhere in the world. You have a demo. I think Google showed a demo called the Nest. If you just go to the Nest, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, you can just see the Nest documentation. They are doing the same thing. They have their custom hardware, so they have implemented their own the full stack of the hardware system. So you need to build your own hardware in order to build such a big startup or such a big company to just deploy or create such kind of things. Okay.
Saad, what do you think if this Google Assistant gets hacked and someone just starts opening up your
for
fans
for
and
for that
light?
for
Wouldn't
that
that
for
be
that
scary?
for that you just need to
Be secure?
no, you need to just watch my next talk on 19th of September, where I will be discussing about what if the Wikipedia is hacked and we just lost the information of 4 million pages in a single moment. So what will
Yeah.
happen, and how we avoid that? How we avoid if Wikipedia was hacked? So how we can recover? So this is all related to blockchain and the next generation of web. Okay, so that event is coming on 19th. You just join that event on 19th. We are just talking about a lot of new stuff which you don't know. We are talking about IPFS, the interplanetary file system. We are talking about the Web 3.0, the Ethereum blockchain, and we are also talking about smart contracts. There are a lot of things to cover on the 19th September session. So if you are interested and you want to know how AI can just take over the world in the next 20 years by which means and how much extent, you can just join that session. Okay. The criteria of applying DSC is that the Google says you must not be in the last year of your education. Rest is all fine. You have a good communication skills. You will have to pass an interview with a Google person, and he will ask you questions about your technologies, what you knew already, and what you will do in the next year, or how you are able to do the leadership and the simple questions. Okay, so they will ask you, and you also have a good GitHub profile to show them in order to spark their interest. Because if I just show you my story, that the recruiter which interviewed me already knew me due to some kind of online my presence. He already knew me that I was already working for the DSC Virtual University in my different sessions which we done on their own page. Okay, so this is up to you how you just promote yourself in front of the audience.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you want to, you just message me on WhatsApp. If you don't have my number, Atik will give you. Atik has my number. I think Atik has message in the DSC Global, so I think you can just message him because I haven't messaged in DSC Global. So just message him and he will send you my number, or he will just add you. I will send him the group link and he will just send you. You will automatically join the group. And in the group, I will share the Slack and the previous machine learning course also. Okay.
I guess the WhatsApp invitation will work.
Yeah, so that is really great. So I think I don't have invitation right now, but I will send because I don't want
Everyone.
because everyone to just share it
I
with
get
everyone
it.
because we already have 200 people in the group. We only have the capacity of 56 more. So I want to filter those who are just not taking interest or just skipping the classes. So I have to do some filtering before adding anyone else. Okay. So it is great if you just message Atik and he will share you the joining link of WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay. So I guess that's it for today, and we had a lot of fun today.
Sayed Asad Raza, I just send you a video link in the chat. Just open that video and see by yourself. You can do anything with IoT using Google Assistant. You can turn fan on and off. You can just turn light on and off and everything like that. Okay. So I am sending the video link once more. If you missed that, you can just watch it right now. And if you have any questions, just ask me right now. So because in 5 minutes we'll be just wrapping up the session. And if you are coming from DSC community, you will receive an email about 8:20 p.m. I think about the review. Okay, so just leave a good review if you enjoyed the session. That really helps us a lot. Okay. So if you have any question, just speak and ask right now. So if you have any question related to anything related to machine learning or related to Google Assistant or anything like that, just ask me and we'll just continue with that. Okay.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, I think.
No more questions, everyone. Anything in mind?
Yeah, I have worked for a company which is a Silicon Valley startup, where I applied LSTMs, long short-term memory units, and RNN bidirectional RNNs to detect COVID using cough samples, and I think there was lung breathing samples and also the symptoms and other stuff. We combined 3 to 4 AI algorithms to get a good result, but we are still working on that because we have very less data to show to the FDA or anything like that. So still working on that.
So I guess we should wrap up right now.
The accuracy was the model or about 77 to 80%. I think 77 to 82%. We have 15-second cough and breathe samples. So if you don't have any questions, you can leave. And if you want to ask, just ask them right now. So because we are just closing in a couple of minutes. And if you don't have any questions, you can leave. And I will share the link for the next session, which was on the 19th of September. That will be on Google. that will be on Google Meet. So that will be on Microsoft Teams because that was hosted by MLSA. So that was in collaboration with Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. So that will be on Microsoft Teams. I will encourage you to join that. You will learn a lot of new things. If you like this session, do give a review. If you got if you got an email from Google, the DSC platform, just leave a review. Okay, that will really helps us. Talha, I just told it in the start that once you publish your action on the Google will automatically email you regarding your t-shirt. They will ask you to fill a form to enter your size of t-shirt, and they will ship you within 6 months. But now I think they will take a long because of COVID, but they will ship you very soon, and they will also give you $200 credits every month once your app is published on Google Assistant. Okay, so I just answered this question in the beginning of the session. You should focus on the deep learning algorithms because they are more in trend. Machine learning is just for your practicing. That is not really used in the industries on large scale projects. So just go with deep learning first. If you know deep learning, you can let. If you just know deep learning and you are practicing deep learning, I make you sure you will learn machine learning in just 2 days. Okay. So the most important thing is to just go with the deep learning. In order to just register your course, just message Atik or me. I will just message the DSC group. If you are from outside, I will just message you. If you have my number, just message me or email me. I have dropped my email in above chat. I will again just paste it right now. I think I have copied it, my email, so you can just mail me or anything. I will add you. Google Duplex is not available in Pakistan right now. I don't know. I think it is available in a couple of cities in US, but I don't think so. It is available in Pakistan right now. As Google Assistant came, Ammar, if you can just create a deep learning for any kind of a model, for any kind of a data. So for example, if I just give you a whole corpus of Wikipedia and I just want you to just create a transformer out of it to create a question answering system. If you understand my logic, what I am saying, and if you know how to create it, then you are an expert in deep learning. This is how you calculate the metric to measure your deep learning progress. Okay, so you just need to understand the context. For example, Amar, I will encourage you, if you are deep learning practitioner, just take part in hackathons. Just go to devpost.com and take part in hackathons and all of the other stuff. You will find a lot of about you, that who are you and what your skill set is currently. Okay, so just take part in hackathons and coding competitions. Just go to Numerai, Numerai, which is a platform of decentralized artificial intelligence. Okay, you just give you the model, and once you just give you the model, they will evaluate it to the decentralized data they have there. Okay, they will just give you a little bit of that because Numerai is built off blockchain. In my next event, which is on blockchain and AI, I will show you a demo of Numerai, how they build a system on blockchain. Okay, so you just go to the different events, just become a public speaker, teach others. This is the best way to know that how many things you know. Okay, because when you teach others, they will ask you different kind of questions. Okay, so when they ask you different kind of questions, you will come to know that what things you know and what things you don't know. Okay,